Hi everyone, it's Scott here from That's English School 英語研究プロジェクトよくある間違いを分析します。今回はですね、先輩と後輩について話しますね。一番最初に言っとかないと、日本の上下関係というのは、個人的にほとんど経験したことがありません。日本の学校には行ってないです。それから、ここで日本で、働いてた会社がそういう上下関係が、ほとんどなかったんですね。でもね、この先輩後輩システムがとても重要なことだと感じています。それをリスペクトしながら、このテーマをやっていきたいと思います。問題はですね、先輩と後輩を英語で表そうとするとですね、何か堅苦しい、言葉になってしまいますね。My senior, my junior そういう言葉しか、思い浮かばない方が多くいますね。So let's get the ball rolling by looking at the problem and then the reasons, the solution, and finally with some example sentences. Here we go. First, let's look at the problem. I went to karaoke with my senior. I went to karaoke with my senior. So we have a lot of junior high and high school students in our little school. We practice conversation about everyday topics in their life. What are the two biggest topics? You guessed it, taking tests and going to club. Depending on what kind of school they go to, it can sometimes be difficult for them to find another topic to talk about, especially in free conversation. Where did you go on Sunday? After practice, I went to the shopping mall. That's nice. Who did you go with? I went with my senpai. Your senpai. Oh, is that your friend's name? No, her name's Haruka. Why did you say senpai? Because she's my senpai. It's very natural for people to use the terms senpai and kohai. Maybe we should just use them in English like we do with sushi or emoji. Yeah, it could take time before it becomes a thing. Let's move on. So the whole point of this video is to get people out of the habit of using words like senpai and kohai when speaking in English. Why? Because it alienates the person they're talking to if they don't know much about Japan. Even for people who do understand a little bit about Japanese culture, the words senior and junior, they just don't sound very friendly to English-speaking ears. They sound like something from a society a long time ago. They also have a kind of a militaristic feel to them, which probably isn't the best vibe for everyone. Yes, even although your senpai and kohai are lovely people, they're just regular folks, by giving them the title senior and junior, suddenly they don't sound quite so friendly anymore. So what's a better way to explain in English? Let me explain. My advice to you is to find a more conversational way of saying it. Let's break it down into two categories: school and work. These seem like the kind of places where this kind of language is used. You'll probably notice I won't be paying too much attention to whether the person is younger or older than you. To be perfectly honest, nobody really cares about that in English. Sorry if that sounds a little harsh. A friend from school. Some friends from school. A guy from my basketball club. A girl I go to school with. Haruka from school. Kentaro, he goes to my school. My teammate in the tennis club. A guy from work. Some of the guys from work. A person from work. A woman I work with. People from work. A guy who works in sales with me. A girl who does the same job as me. At work, there is a wider age range. Let's talk a little bit about it. You might want to say, some of the older guys at work. Some of the younger guys at work. Instead of using the word veteran, which sounds like a war veteran, I'd say, he's an expert. He has a wealth of experience. He's been doing it for years. John's an old hand. Right about now, you may be thinking, okay, Scott, what about doki? In a lot of English-speaking countries, we don't have this system. That's because a lot of people don't usually start work at exactly the same time. In the US, for instance, it could be in November or March or any other month. This is because of two reasons. The first one is a large number of students, when they graduate from university, they want to travel the world. So they want to see the world before they start their big career. The second reason is because of the recruitment systems. So depending on the industry or the economic climate, some companies could be having a good year in business, or a particular industry could be doing very well. So it all depends on what's happening in the economy and the industry at that specific time. So how do we talk about doki in English? We joined the company at the same time. We both started working here at the same time. But most English speakers probably wouldn't understand the significance. You'd probably have to explain. I guess it's a cultural thing. Let's take a look at 5 example sentences to show you how the language is used and to build up your vocabulary. The first one is this. A lot of the older guys at work think nothing of spending the night at a comic book cafe. To think nothing of something is when you don't think it's a problem. Like you don't even hesitate to do it. They think nothing of it. I used to be in the brass band club at school, but I was always squabbling with my bandmates. Squabble is to have an argument, like a little fight. So not an actual physical fight, but you don't get along very well with the people, so you have like a kind of a light argument, to squabble. Do you get along with the people at work? Yeah, they're a good bunch. There's one loose cannon, but I can handle him. So if someone is a loose cannon, it means they're kind of very unpredictable and you don't know what they're going to do next. Sometimes they cause unintentional damage to the people around them. A loose cannon. Some of the younger people at work aren't in the least bit interested in getting into a relationship. If someone isn't in the least bit interested, it means they have zero interest, absolutely none. This seems to have been a trend in Japan in recent years. We started working in this company at the same time, so we kind of have a kindred spirit. If you have a kindred spirit with someone, it means you have something in common, something which will always keep you connected until the very end. The next video that I think you should watch is this one right here. It's about where's it at? It's one of those funny sentences which seem grammatically incorrect, but everybody uses it these days. Okay, so I'll see you over there. Let's go.